Now we move on to exercise 14.3, and in 14.3 we will do with bar graph and histogram. I'm sure you have done this, okay? You have done this earlier also, but nevertheless, uh, we will do it again, okay? You have done this most probably in the other classes of class 7 and 8, and I'm very sure that this also you have an idea, right? Exercise 14.3, question number 1. A survey conducted by an organization for the cause of illness and death among the women between the age category of 15 to 44 years, right? Worldwide, worldwide found the following: 15 to 44 years, right? Uh, reproductive health, right? Condition is 31.8, neuropsychiatric conditions 25.4, injuries 12.4, cardiovascular conditions 4.3, and then you have respiratory conditions 4.1, and other causes 22.0, right? It's very important, right? It's very important that all these things you should do it where you should do it on a graph paper. Make sure that all the statistics, things involved with statistics, you are doing it on a graph paper, right? uh, 14.3, right? 14.3. Let's begin. And I don't have a graph paper with me, but hopefully you will have it at home and you will try it out. So what do you do here in order to do this problem? Now what I'm going to do here is, uh, I have just for your information, for your convenience, I have just drawn some scales, right? And these scales, I have taken these 10 small boxes. In your graph paper, you'll find this as one box, right? One box, and over here another box, and over here another box. 10 small squares, right? If you count, there will be all in one big 10 box, 10 small squares. Over here also I have taken the same way, okay? So I'm assuming that. Now the first one is, it goes to 22, right? Starts. So you can take 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, like that, okay? So but if your graph paper, for me, I cannot take 1 2 3 4. Neither I think in your graph paper also you can't take it as 1 2 3 4, because the highest one is 31. So what we'll do is, I'll take this as 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and this is 35, right? 35, okay? Now graph paper, what is called bar graph, one very important thing is, you have to keep in mind that they don't touch each other, okay? They don't touch each other. Neither it will touch this y axis, nor it will touch the x axis, okay? The y axis, this is the y axis, and over here is the x axis. So the first one is, reproductive health condition 31.8. 31.8. How do you find 31.8? Now you check here. 30 is this, okay? Each box will be 0.1. 30, um, 30, right? 30, 31, right? 31. Now in this there are 10 boxes, right? 10 boxes. So 10 boxes, and the difference is how much? Difference is 5, right? 10 box, so it is 2. That means 30. uh, I hope you are able to understand. There are 5, okay? There are 10 boxes, and there are 10 boxes, and the difference between 35 and 30 is 5. So please understand, there are 10 boxes, and the difference between the 10 boxes is 5. Why now? If you are not understanding here, look, this is 35, this is 30, so the difference is 5, and between this 5 there are 10 small boxes. So if 10 boxes, the difference is 5, one small box will be how much? 5 by 10, that is 1 by 2, that is 0.5, okay? One small box is 0.5. 30, 30.5, and so this one will be 31, so somewhere here. So I will draw it, so I will draw this 31.8. So this would be, let's say this is can 30. So now this is 1. The next one is 25.4. This is 25. 25.4, it will be somewhere here. So the next box, so I'm keeping one gap. Okay, I'm keeping one gap. So you can join it. So the next one is next is injury 12.4. This is 15, 10, 10.5, 11, 11.5, 12, 12.4. So somewhere it may not, for me it may not be up to the scale. Okay, so please bear with me. So 12.4. This is 12.4, right? The next one is 4.3. 4.3 is going to be very small. 0.5, so 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, right? 4.1 or 4.3. So I'm just giving you an idea of how to draw in a graph paper. I'm sure you'll be able to draw well. So this is your 4.3. Next is 4.1. Okay, let me extend this. Now let us suppose that next is 4.1. 4.1, this is 4.3, so it's gonna be smaller than that, so I just put it like this roughly. Okay, then next is 22. 25 is here, so the same thing, I have an equal gap, right? Equal gap, which you will find in your graph paper. 22, right? So 22, this is 25, 20, 20.5, 21, 21.5, 22, so somewhere around here. Okay, so now if you look at the graph, right? If you look at the graph, the first, this is what we call it as the causes. Okay, this is the causes, right? This is causes, and this is over here, you have to write female, right? Female is given in your question. Female fatality rate in percentage, right? Female fatality rate. And the first one is what? Reproductive health condition. So inside it you can write reproductive, right? Reproductive health condition. The next one is neuropsychiatric conditions. So next one is neuropsychiatric conditions, right? Next one is injuries. Okay, injuries. This one is cardiovascular conditions, right? Cardio. And respiratory, this is respiratory. Okay, this is respiratory. And the last one is other causes. So I am sure you have roughly got an idea how to go about with it, right? Very important thing here, you find that this bar graph, this is what? This is actually a bar graph. Okay, this is bar graph, clear? And in bar graph you find that the bar, they don't touch each other. Okay, they don't touch each other. You see the first one has not touched with the y-axis, right? And also the, what we call the breadth. Okay, the bar graph, all the bar graphs should be of the same thickness. It's not that one you can make it very thick and another one very thin. No, you see I have taken equal, measures for all the bar graph, right? This is another point to keep in mind. Also, you see the gap. Okay, you see the gap between, I have, what is the distance? The distance between, okay, the distance between the bar graph should also be what? Should also be equal. Okay, here first thing, the bar graph should not touch the y-axis. They should not touch each other. The thickness of the bar graph should be same. The distance between the bar graph also should be same, right? So this is what we call it as a bar graph, right? So this is exercise 4.3, question number 1.